I'm gonna handle this shit myself. And despite Ash wanting to deal with it with, you know, his demon electric type, Froakie left up himself just to end up. Shit was bad, bro. They had to hold my guy back.
What's up, everyone? Oh, hope you're having a blessed day. And we've got another great Weazy video for you today. And this is for the next part of Ash's Kalos journeys. And last time we focused more on his rival, Alon. But this we step back and make Ash the main character once again. This is the coldest transformation in all of Pokemon, Ash-Greninja. Let's get straight into the video.
And after pulling out this crazy transformation, the only explanation we get from this man is, for a second, I felt like I was Greninja.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
I'm sorry, Hey, welcome to chapter 2 of the Kalos trilogy, and hey, don't worry if you ain't seen chapter 1, you can watch these two in either order, cause today's story runs parallel to Alon's. If Alon's the coldest trainer in Pokemon history, today's topic has a high case to be the coldest Pokemon, so sit back and relax as we cover Greninja's path to greatness. Let's get to it with chapter 1, Freaky Ass Frog. Now let me tell you right now, you don't just get this type of aura overnight. Niggas knew since he was a youth that he was destined for greatness. And let me show you why. You see, despite the chill Greninja look with a covered face and straight posture, Froakies don't actually start off this nonchalant. They're actually extremely chalant. Every Froakie likes to sing, likes to dance, they just like having fun in the sun. Every Froakie, except this one. He posted up in the back on this rock knowing since birth that while the others were frolicking in their fumbles, my man was training on some shinobi shit. Take punch. Brother, you live in a resort. You have no ops. But the funny thing about being unique is niggas start to get mad at you. His homies pulled up like, oh, I'm training for you, silly goose. We live in a sanctuary. Forget all that ninja stuff. Come to the pool. But our Froakie wasn't having any of it. He was like... And long story short, it just got to the point that the Froakie village got tired of this vibe terrorist and decided to jump his ass out the village. So after getting shamed out the Chalant Froakie Alliance, our frog decided the only path left for him in life was to put himself up for adoption, aka become a starter Pokemon, and just pray that some caring trainer would come along and change his broke ass life. But unfortunately, these trainers were almost as weak as his ex-homies. You got niggas with no battling XP, no colored hair, no swag, no aura, man. That's what we're talking about, ain't it? And these bums were so deprived of sauce that Froakie couldn't even go a week on an adventure with these trainers before either leaving their bum asses to come back to the professor or be returned by the trainers themselves, complaining that, I don't know, Sycamore, he just doesn't fucking listen. Let me just swap him with Fennekin or some shit. Maybe then I'll be able to beat Viola's bug gym. And from this graphic, this shit happened at least 8 times. But of course, all this Tinder trainer edition stopped when he finally met the kid. He saw this motherfucker drop out of prison tower after trying to challenge the Lumio City gym with a grand total of 0 badges. And like a cheesy high school movie went, this kid's got spunk. So he stalked Ash and stalked and stalked until he finally saw something that cemented that this dude right here is a real ass nigga. You see, Team Rocket jumped Ash as he was in a battle with Clement, and after he took this massive hit from a Wobbuffet Mirror Coat, he delivered one of them speeches. Clement was like, Ash, don't you know Mirror Coat reflects special attacks that double the damage? We'd be better off forfeiting. But Ash was like, hell nah, Clement, I might be stupid and rash and have an aging problem and have plot armor and make poor choices and never wash my clothes and don't really know how to build a team, but one thing is for certain, I've never been a bitch. And that's what did it for him. Froakie was so inspired that before Wobbuffet could return with another Mirror Coat, he jumped in and tanked that shit. Do you know how bad a double powered Electro Ball from Pikachu would hurt a level 5 Froakie? But it don't matter because he got that frog in him. So he leaps towards Meowth and says, Froakie, bro. Gotta mean, you better get your bitch ass on somewhere. Then soars into the air, sends his Frubbles that bypass the Mirror Coat, because it isn't actually a move, to get these bitch ass niggas blasting off again. So now, Froakie was definitely interested, but with 8 flops, it'd take a little more for him to know Ash was the one. So fast forward a bit, and Team Rocket has now brainwashed Sycamore's Garchomp and caused it to rampage throughout Lumio City. So Super Ash over here, of course, went to go handle it, and Froakie tagged along. And he ended up seeing this man climb up to Prism Tower, try and talk no jutsu this unstable land shark, and avoid attacks like one gust of wind couldn't turn him to Ash catching. That type of dedication is contagious. So when Garchomp took one too many steps back and almost fell off this bitch himself, Froakie used his Frubbles to keep him planted, while Pikachu iron-tailed the brainwashing collar off his neck. But then Froakie saw something that cemented Ash as the one. Pikachu fell off the tower, and with 0 hesitation, Ash dove off that shit like an Olympic diver, bitch. These niggas can't believe their eyes. And that's that, bro. He said, oh nah, this nigga's him. So after Ash got his dex and was about to set off on his adventure, Froakie stood at the gate, nodded his own Pokeball to him like, you know what time it is, bro. And this is how you know he was fiending. No battle, not even a gestural toss from Ash. My man jumped towards that shit and pressed the button his damn self. And since that day, they've been locked in. Extremely locked in, some may say. But we'll get to that soon. Now, even though Froakie was OD eager to get onto the team, he still didn't really know how to be a team player.
I really would like somebody to do like a calculation of the number of Pokemon who willingly became Ash's Pokemon without any battle being needed. Because it must be nearly all of them, but I'm sure there's a few exceptions, but let me know. in the
like
comments.
that. Probably because of his loner past. And his record with Ash to start was straight booty. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. My guy was a loser. And it started with this fucking fletchling. You see, as they're walking on Route 4, this wild Dedenne dropped the berry on the gang's head and Bonnie instantly fell in love with it. But the moment she's about to return the berry back to Team Pichu, this fletchling swoops in with vim, flaps up to this branch, puts his foot on the berry like TT at the corner flag, and gobbles it in front of them. Nah, this bird is a prick, fam. Then he starts taunting like... which gotta be code for get back, nigga. Froakie seen the absolute scenes that this caused and said, oh nah, I'm gonna handle this shit myself. And despite Ash wanting to deal with it with, you know, his demon electric type, Froakie left up himself just to end up... Shit was bad, bro. They had to hold my guy back. Luckily, once Froakie deeped that he got a whole trainer to handle the strategy part of battling, he was able to get his get back later. My man was able to chase the fletchling around, dodge his attacks. He even used the decoy made of Frubbles to get him caught in place to hit him with the Stare of Doom and bubble it down until Ash was able to catch it. I'm thinking, wait a minute. This slimy little guy battles with some swag. Surely we can string some dubs together. But nope, he lost his very next battle. Peep this battle against his kindergarten teacher named Penelope and her Sylveon. Now this battle had a ton on the line now because Penelope said, I'll tell you something, sugar. If I beat you in this battle, you gotta come with me, sweetie.
Get this cougar away from me, Steve.
Hey, yo, Froakie, you cannot fool my guy.
They're obviously not going to let Sylvia lose for the first time, since this was the first evolution since like Gen 4 or something like that. Gen like 3.
He tried his best. After taking a nasty fairy wind into a tree, he was on some shinobi shit and knocked these apples towards Sylveon. She hit it with that 64 palms, but it was just a decoy. And Froakie came down and slammed a water pulse from the top ropes. And as soon as Ash gets Froakie to close in for the final move, Sylveon, use Attract. Oh hell nah. Oh hell nah. A direct fucking Cupid arrow to the Domas. But could such a vain move really break the loner nonchalant frog who's about his business? Absolutely.
Yes,
hey, we all got hormones, man. Not only did she have him do it the most, but she closed it and kissed the nigga. This level of oral loss had him vexed all day. He had no choice but to spend his time out his Pokeball farming that shit back like, aight, my nigga, we see the fit. Plus, he can farm that shit as much as he wants. It's not gonna erase the L's he's taking already. My guy's got all the flair and dribble moves in the world, but it's not translating to winning. Even the fletchling, you ain't get his HP to 0. You got it to the red for Ash to catch. So it's clear that Froakie is in need of a good old-fashioned training arc. If he's gonna lock in on some real demons later on, we can't be losing to fodder, my guy. And luckily, a few days later, the perfect sensei came to their aid. You see, Ash and Froakie were training by this waterfall when out of nowhere they hear,
that shit is weak.
The arc is very similar to the Riolu, the Lucario arc in Gen 9. But in terms of Riolu arc, Riolu did lose this many times, but I guess that's a more stronger Ash as well, to be fair.
And I kid you not, this voice came from a literal ninja named Sanpei and his Frogadier. Not one of those ninja wannabes from the games either that hide behind the cardboards. Fuck these guys, by the way. I'm talking this guy is a real ass ninja. So you already know Ash didn't waste no time. And he instantly starts talking shit like, wow, a ninja, how about some frog versus frog? Pussy. I think you mean frog versus frog. We're not in the same tax bracket, little nigga, but we'll give you the pity fight. And this fight was just pitiful. I ain't gonna lie, this is the most big bro versus little bro shit I done ever seen in my life. He dodged his bubbles, he dodged his pounds, he toyed with him with smoke screens, he even got his ass with a decoy. This man Froakie even closed his eyes to sense his presence and still fell for it. His water pulses pulsed harder, his quick attacks attacked quicker, and in the end, it was only the mercy of Sanpei that stopped him from sending Froakie to the fucking frozen isle. I mean, they lost so bad that Ash had no choice but to bow down like, please put me on, big bro. I've never seen a quick attack so quick. And you know that glaze had Froakie burning. Look at my man, literally shaking from rage. Like, my nigga, where is our pride? The groveling worked enough for Sanpei to agree, and he set out to train them. They go from jumping to walking on water to branch hopping, and whole time Frogadier is just hating. Niggas never want to put you on. A full day of training passed, but somehow Froakie's quick attack was still too slow. So when it got to crunch time versus Team Rocket, Froakie just said, fuck you. If I can't outspeed these niggas, I'ma just outsmart them. And miraculously whips out a double team instead. I don't really know how the logistics of this shit works, but I digress. Either way, Sanpei blessed this duel with some sauce. And it wasn't long before they had to return the favor. You see, some weeks later, while Ash and Froakie were training again, they found the homie Sanpei knocked unconscious, drifting down a river. And after they nurse him back to health, he explains what the hell's going on. Like, them niggas jumped me, Ash. Who did, big bro? Me, nigga. And this Shift 3 masked ninja and his barbarical burst onto the scene. Turns out Sanpei was being hounded down by this man who had instructions to beat his ass and retrieve the scroll that Sanpei had to deliver to a nearby village. So clearly Sanpei and his newly evolved Greninja got put in a body bag. So as you can probably guess, our freaky ass frog was known about his jutsu and they skedaddled. But you can't run forever. And later on, after Ash and them get Sanpei near their delivery destination, the masked ninja jumps them again. I ain't gonna tell you again. Pass me that motherfucking scroll. We not giving you shit, old timer. And I mean, these boys tried everything. The double teams, the iron tails, the cuts. This really the big three in this bitch. But when this barbarian slammed his claws into the ground for that mud slap, that didn't just blind Pikachu, didn't just blind Greninja, but sent this little frog into the debris damn near unconscious, it was looking grim. And as Barbarical closed in menacingly for that final poison jab dagger, Froakie helplessly watching from the rocks, there is only one way out of this. Yeah! Yes, sir! That bluey evolution hits every time, and you already know that buff came in clutch. Barbaricle's Razor Shell now clashed perfectly with Froggedier's cut. Might even learned Aerial Ace. This shit's not very effective, of course, but fuck it. Ha! Ha! Evolution buff trumps all, and that boy sent him to the ground. And look at Sampe's Greninja, bro. He watching his chain get snatched live by this teenager. I know that shit stinks. And you just gotta hold it. It was the dawn of a new era. And with that, we shall move on to Chapter 2, Ninjas in Paris. And let me be the first to tell you right now, this teenager right here was generational. After wrapping up the saga with the masked ninja, who ended up being Sampe's mentor, who was actually testing him all along, but don't worry about that shit. Frogadier knocked out not one, but two of Ramos the gym leader's grass-type Pokemon. I know he learned Aerial Ace, but damn, bitch. Hawlucha, the flying type, got no kills, by the way. I know Frogadier was feeling nice. Quick aside, but you know he never fucked with that man. Every time they beat a double battle, he'd be giving the classic, not this nigga, side-eye, because he thought Hawlucha would be doing too much. Like, boy, you was not Rey Mysterio. But anyways, with Frogadier, every goat needs a rival to keep him sharp. And Frogadier was about to meet the first of many, Sawyer. Man, how the fuck am I supposed to say a name like Sawyer with some sauce? Anyways, Sawyer's this trainer from Hoenn that is just remarkably cheeks at battling. But the only thing bigger than them baggy ass shorts he be wearing is that noggin. That man's a true student of the game, always whipping out that notepad to jot down when he learns from his mistakes. Like, how peculiar! Using my Mega Drain left Trico vulnerable for a swift counterattack. Super admirable, yada yada. But
oh dear. 1 minute, guys. Sound issues.
right now he's ass. Ash and him meet at the Laver City gym, and neither of them can challenge it because it's closed, so they decide to battle each other instead. Now Hawlucha and Sawyer's Bagon were there too, as it's a double battle, but what really matters is Sawyer's main partner Trico. This was a generational matchup making. But as of now, Frogadier showed him levels. Sawyer tried hitting that super quick bullet seed like a nerd ass goody two shoes, but Frogadier dodged the first, and for the second, he hit that weave into the fair fucking play, bro. That's all day. OMG, big bro, your battling style is so fiery and spontaneous. Hopefully one day I can be even 1% as good as you. Yeah, zip it up when you're done, big man. But let's just say that ain't the last we're finna see this matchup. Ooh, how ominous. You wanna see real ominousness? I got you. Fast forward to Olympia at the 7th gym. The details of the battle itself are for a different vid, but just know Olympia, in addition to a gym leader, is also a fortune-telling psychic. So after the battle, she gives Frogadier and Ash a free fortune-telling session. I can tell you right now, honey, that frog of yours is one of one. Y'all better do some shit the streets ain't never seen before.
Are we gonna Mega Evolve?
Mega Evolve? Sycamore, what you teaching these youngins nowadays? Mega Evolve? Hell nah, you not doing that shit. Slow your ass down. So with confusion on the mind but a gym badge in hand, it was time to enter the Ninja Village arc of our froggy friend. Hence the name of the chapter. You know, Kalos is the friends, the ninjas, y'all get it. And this is where shit gets sticky. And to understand the magnitude of it all, we must first understand the politics of Ninja Village, aka Sampe's home. So at this point, the head of the village, or the chief, is a man named Hanzo. Ippei, Sampe's eldest brother, is next in line as chief, and his coronation is happening tomorrow at the annual Ninja Festival, hence why the gang is visiting in the first place. However, there's also a rival group of ninja rebels called the Ninja Corps, led by a man named Kagetomo. Now, Kagetomo was actually meant to be next in line as chief, but as Oogway did with Tai Lung, Hanzo deemed Kagetomo too arrogant and power hungry, thus he was exiled permanently from the village, leading him to create the Ninja Corps with his main goon, Heidayu. And today is the day that they were planning on raiding the Ninja Village and forcing Hanzo to forfeit his position to Kagetomo instead. Basically, shit was going to go down. So, Ash and them pull up to the village, meet all the guys, and start touring around where they learn some very crucial lore. You see, deep underneath the village, there lies a monument dedicated to the fabled village Pokemon heroes that protected the ninjas during the ancient Civil War. It was a legendary trio of a Staraptor, a Heatmore, and a Greninja.
That one ninja looks funny.
But before they could inspect the shrine any longer, a flock of samurai swoop in on the village, and Skarmy starts shooting it up with flash cannon. And before long, the masked Ninja Corps infiltrated the chief's room and kidnapped Hanzo. Ash and Sampe are in hot pursuit, but in their way walked out Heidayu.
Listen here, runts. Nobody touches the great, powerful, muscular, girthy Hanzo, except for me.
You's a freaky ass nigga!
So they get to battling to stall for Hanzo, and out comes Bisharp to face the same big three that took on Barbaricle. And like last time, Bisharp wiped the floor with these niggas. That shot of Paul went 3 for 3, Frogadier tried responding with them weak ass bubbles. This ain't the time for a bubble bath. My nigga, you too grown for that shit now. Shit was getting so tragic that Saizo, the masked ninja senpai from before, had to swoop in and bail them out. But Heidayu said that ain't no problem. He bought all the time he needed for Kagetomo to escape the village with Hanzo. So as Kagetomo was trying to blackmail Hanzo into announcing himself as the next chief on top of this nearby Otori mountain, their location becomes compromised by a village scout, and this newly formed rescue team sets out to retrieve him. But who's waiting for them at the base of the mountain?
I thought I told you youngins nobody touches the great, powerful, muscular. We get it.
So it's officially rematch time, but it
We
starts off
get it.
exactly as before. This time with Fury Cutter smacking away all three of these motherfuckers. This ain't no damn big three, but this a little three. Like, look, they go in to try some coordinated three-man weave shit, and this man just snarls with that and just knocks them all back. This
How
shit is
are they
over, bro.
losing
I can't
3
watch
on
this.
1?
And then Heidayu calls
Pikachu,
ice on.
stand up.
Yes, the little yellow rat. Finish him with Shadow Claw.
And that Shadow Claw would have been enough to send
This is
my
one of the
man to the
situations
Shadow
of
Realm.
Pokemon where their
Unless...
power scaling literally don't
That's
sense
why
sometimes.
he's the GOAT. Greninja
How are you
has
losing
arrived
3-on-1?
with a water shuriken strapped to his waist, tongue around the neck, ready to go. But ladies and gentlemen, the theatrics were not over. What am I even looking at? A water-veiled, slightly different version of Greninja, but there is no time to inspect it.
I can't let you win. Kagetomo must become the chief. Shut your crazy guys up.
And Greninja soared in with a cut, finished off Bisharp for good.
What the fuck just happened?
I wish I knew the answer at that point, but it's looking awfully familiar. Meanwhile, Ipe ends up winning the 1v versus Kagetomo.
I
and
think
the
we'll leave it for that for today. Good video. Very, very good video. Naturally, because I haven't watched Kalos this season of Pokemon specifically. I'm not really commentating too much because I don't really know what's going on either, but it is still pretty cool to see Greninja story arc, because people do say it's one of like the best story arcs in Pokemon. For me, they'll always be to my boy Infernape, the GOAT, my favorite Pokemon. Lucario from Journey's second as well, and Sceptile as well was also a great story. But we'll leave it for that. If you really want to see part 2 with him, if we progress to the final arc of Greninja's story, let me know in the comments below. We'll get as soon the more you show love, the quicker the video will be able to come out. But that's been me for today. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time,